find my agenda again here. All right. Well, we are back, back from commercial break, and we have one last order of business. Before I turn the floor over to the two leaders of our search process, I wanted to take just a few moments and share with the community and with those of you who are here that the board is very, very pleased with the process and with the support of HYA. We are very grateful to them for their leadership through this process. We are also extremely grateful for the overwhelming interest and support of members of the community, parents, staff members who took the time in numbers well over 700 individual responses to share their thoughts with us about the traits and the characteristics of the next superintendent. We are also very grateful to Dr. Gorel, who made the trip down here and who spent time with us. And I think all five of us feel that we learned an awful lot through talking with him. And we continue to wish him well in his professional pursuits. But with all of those things said, I will ask Mr. Darrow to move us forward.
Well, good evening. So the next order of business is a resolution to appoint a superintendent. So I move that we appoint, in accordance with the authority granted by the Ohio Revised Code, to appoint Michael L. Sawyers to the position of Superintendent of Schools for a term beginning August 1, 2016, in accordance with the terms of the contract of employment between the board and Mr. Sawyers presented to this board for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Is there anything that board members would like to say?
I'll start. I would like to start by thanking everyone who provided feedback and input throughout the selection process. New Albany is a community that is constantly striving for excellence and high achievement in every way. I know that is what we all expect from our schools and our leaders, and I believe Michael Sawyers is the right person to lead our schools into the future and to help us to take the next step to achieving the outcomes we want for our students. Mr. Sawyers is passionate about achieving the best academic and developmental outcomes for each child in our district. He has high expectations of himself and his team and leads by example. He holds people accountable to high standards and demonstrates an incredible tenacity and work ethic to drive for results. I believe he will help lead the board on our quest to create a culture of accountability that achieves the best academic and developmental outcomes for each student. We have heard in feedback sessions that we need to heal as a community, and both the board and Mr. Sawyers understands this. He has lived with us through the dramatic cuts made after the failure of the levy, and he understands our losses and our hopes for the future. With this board and under his leadership, I am confident we will begin to rebuild our future and achieve the results we are hoping for, both for our children and our community. With Michael's deep understanding of our history and the strengths and weaknesses within the district, he will be able to take the right steps to lead us to achieving great outcomes. I am so pleased to support Mr. Sawyers for the position of Superintendent, New Albany Plain Local Schools.
Thank you. Anyone else?
You want everybody else? Yeah.
I didn't write any remarks, but I think what Debbie said was, or Ms. Galanowski said was absolutely correct. I've had the great privilege to work with Michael over the last few years as a member of the board. and even before that on some committees. You're not going to find anyone who is as dedicated to the success of every student in this district as Michael Sawyers. And whether that is his experience as superintendent in other districts, as the state superintendent, or as our director of operations here, he has tremendous experience in pretty much every aspect of running a district. And for where we are right now as a community, the interest in achieving great academic outcomes, again, there just isn't anybody any better to do that at this point in time. And so I'm really excited for this opportunity for the community to have the opportunity to have someone as talented as Michael Sawyers to be our next leader. And I wholeheartedly endorse his contract tonight.
Go ahead. I'd like to go next.
You want to go?
No,
Go ahead.
No,
You want to go last?
well, then Deb, or Laura should go last. Would you mind?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, I didn't have prepared remarks as well, but I'm really pleased that Michael Sawyers put his name in the hat, stepped up early in this process, and offered his services to help take our district to the next level. As I have gotten to know Michael a little bit over the past year or so in some challenging conversations, I see his preparedness, I see his tenacity, I see that he's willing to try to find solutions where there are sometimes no good answers based upon the facts presented to him. So while these things can sometimes present challenges in the community, I see the fact that Mr. Sawyers has had to deal with some of the challenges we faced over the past couple of years as a real asset. We know where we are. We know that we are going to do better. And we have a person on the inside who will help us get there. Some of the adjectives and descriptors of Michael that I throw out there. I think he's a planner. I think he's very pragmatic. He's experienced. He's a driver, and he's expressed a willingness to surround himself with the right people. I think Michael recognizes his strengths and also recognizes his weaknesses, and we all have them. And this is a team effort. The board, the rest of the administration, our association, and our students and our parents. We are all in this together. We are in New Albany wanting to get to the next level. The board has put together a mission statement that everybody has quoted here to achieve the best academic and developmental outcomes for each student. This is very personal to me. As many know, I have 4 children in the district, very young in age. I was thrilled to be here in New Albany and look forward to where we're going to take the district. And I'm thrilled that we have Mr. Sawyers, an experienced volunteer ready to step up and help us make things happen. So congratulations.
So, Michael, to repeat what everyone else has said, and the reason that we repeat this is because I think it's so important. This board got together and began discussing the future of the district and had some wonderful and challenging and insightful discussions and debates about exactly where we're going. And as a result of those discussions, we agreed unanimously with the statement of purpose for the superintendent, that is to create a culture of accountability that achieves the best academic and developmental outcomes for each student in our district. And after spending my first few hours with Michael, I came away from that first interview believing that Michael was the right person to execute on that statement of purpose. And that's what we're hiring for. That's what we're looking for in our leader, is someone who's going to make that happen. And I came away from that first interview believing that Michael was the right person. And as we went through the process, I challenged my thinking. As a result of the work of this board, I challenged my thinking and wanted to make sure, by virtue of looking at other candidates and speaking with Dr. Gorell, that my first impression was the right one. And I came away from the balance of the process believing even more strongly that Michael is the right person to execute on that statement of purpose. And for that reason, and also getting to know Michael and believing that we share some common traits of being direct and wanting to get to the point, and share some weaknesses of being direct and wanting to get to the point. For all those reasons, I am in full support of Michael as our new superintendent.
Thank you very much. And once again, my sincere thanks and appreciation to the entire board for their work through this process. We were on a rather expedited timeline, and everyone worked very, very well together and cooperatively to achieve our goal. You know, since last fall, we've been on kind of a new journey. We were confronted with the resignation of Dr. Domney, who has done a wonderful job during her time here in the district. And we also welcomed 2 new board members with very different ideas about where this district should be headed to our group. Since that time, we've spent a lot of time trying to listen to the community and listen to each other. And I think that one of the very first significant achievements for this board was our ability to come together around this statement of purpose that Phil has referred to and others have as well. It was a very easy task for 5 very different and very strong personalities to come together around this very crystal clear concept of where we need to be, and that is to create this culture of accountability so that we can generate the very best academic and developmental outcomes for each and every child who's in our school district. So once we had this it was a mission statement for the work we had to do to find our next leader, we found that it was validated through the survey responses from people who took the time to complete the survey. And it actually made it very easy for us then to come up with the profile of the type of individual and the specific individual that we all felt was going to be the very best leader for us as we move ahead. I think that people have described Michael as pragmatic. He gets things done. He has a proven record of success here in New Albany that will allow him, I think, to hit the ground running. He clearly understands where our strengths are, and I think he would be the first to tell you that our strengths are in our people and in our staff members and our students and our parents and other members of the community. But he also knows where our weaknesses are. And he has already begun to develop a comprehensive first 100-day plan that will both identify those weaknesses and start to work towards resolution. Michael has an astounding work ethic and an extraordinarily high energy level, which will serve him well in this very demanding position. He is a man of huge intelligence, and he is absolutely honest. Michael is a man of his word, and those are traits that I value very much. He is, as others have mentioned, child-centered, which is absolutely critical, I think, to this board to find a leader who understands that it's not about the adults. It's about the children and how can we move the needle for those kids. And I think maybe the thing that might surprise people as they get to know Michael better is that he has a very dry sense of humor. And I think that all of those traits together, combined with the experience that he's had both here in New Albany and during his career before, make him absolutely and unequivocally the best person for this job. And I'm very, very pleased that Michael has agreed to serve as New Albany's next superintendent of schools. So why don't we take a vote, and then what I think maybe we'll do is invite Michael to come up and say a few words, assuming he hasn't changed his mind. So, could we please have a roll call on the motion?
Mr. Darrow?
Yes.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Vice President McClellan?
Yes.
President Kohler?
Yes, and the motion passes unanimously. Mr. Sawyers.
Good evening. Thank you. I look forward to the opportunity to listen, learn, and lead the New Albany Plain Local School Districts as we ultimately work to accomplish what's in the best interest of the kids every single day. I thank you for the opportunity to continue to serve within the school district and assume a greater leadership role. I commit to you that I'm going to work daily to do what's in the best interest of kids. I think I demonstrate that already within my work ethic within the school district, as you clearly noted. But I guarantee you that moving forward, I will still persevere and do everything that's necessary to meet the needs of the kids and have high expectations for students and staff and really our parents and community as well. I do agree that it really takes all of us to succeed together to meet the needs of the kids. It's not about me as the next superintendent. I am an individual, I am the leader, and I will set direction ultimately for the school district to go back and meet the statement of purpose that's been given to me as the charge, ultimately for where we're going and how we're going to move forward. Tomorrow, for the benefit of everyone, you have it already because I provided it to you, but it'll be posted through our website or in the news release that we actually send out. My 26-page, 100-plus day Students First plan, ultimately, that I've given to the board, and we'll welcome feedback. So it is draft. It does have the watermark on it to ultimately permit others to contribute to it, because again, the sum of our whole is better than our parts. So if there's specific elements that people see that I need to pay attention to, I would appreciate that type of feedback. I've invited that from the board, but I will invite it from others as well. So I thank you for the opportunity to serve the students within our school district. It's an incredible place. We have a wonderful journey ahead of us. It's going to be hard at times. I've been very honest and very deliberate about that. We have hard work to do, but together I'm confident that we will meet the developmental and academic needs of every single kid in the school district as we ultimately move forward in creating the culture of accountability that's required. So together we can, and we will be successful as long as students are first. And we have to always remember students first. But thank you very much. I will be brief this evening, knowing that I'm going to have to present again in the future. And I know my audience members that were here are tired. So I also want to recognize that. But I truly do thank the parents, staff, students, and community members who have reached out to me over the course of the last month plus in this process, and all the support that I've received both internally and externally from the school district. It means a lot. So this validation is actually wonderful. I spend a lot of time telling people it's not about me. Take your all about me t-shirt off. It's about the kids. But it's actually kind of nice to stand here tonight and have it be about me. So selfishly, thank you. But tomorrow, it's not about me. It's about the kids. So thank you for the opportunity and your confidence in ultimately supporting me and selecting me through this process. And thank you to the students, staff, community, and parents, and everyone else that's engaged in the process and supported me today. I look forward to serving all of you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I believe that concludes our business for this evening. If we could have a motion to adjourn, I would appreciate it.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Darrow. Thank you, Mr. McClellan. And could we have a roll call vote on adjournment, please?
Mr. Darrow?
Yes.
Vice President McClellan?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
No. Yes. Sorry.
Ms. Kalinowski?
Yes.
President Kohler?
Yes, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
You don't want to leave?
All right.